130 to 117. The Heat, the Kings with a pathetic performance. And I'm going to just say this to get the show rolling. And this is really saying something, okay? This is really making a statement. This was as bad of a job coaching-wise by Doug Christie that I've seen this year. It was flat out embarrassing. There is no excuse for it. He has either no idea what the hell he's doing or he's being told what to do. But this coaching job tonight by Doug Christie goes down as bad as I've seen this year, and one of the worst coaching jobs I've seen since I started covering the Sacramento Kings, and I'm not exaggerating.
Wow, that is saying a lot. Very unexplainable. Starters minus 50 in this game. Russell Westbrook upside down. Don't look at his field goals. Look at everything else. His three-point shooting, terrible. You bring him back. Zach LaVine working his way into the game with the limited minutes. He got 20 up until the final 2:13. And Grant, Jerry, it just feels like the Kings are trying to go away from everything that is working.
It was a strange game, obviously the Miami Heat just shot the three ball unbelievably well. And I thought Eric Spoelstra did a marvelous job of using, his bench. They played last night. He used 10, 11 guys, kept them fresh, kept them the pace. The Kings like to play a fast pace, but the Miami Heat's better at it. And it showed up tonight. And I guess the last thing I'd say is that the Kings bigs, none of them played well. And I mean, Cardwell probably would have played well, but he's in foul trouble the whole game. But Kings bigs didn't play well. And then the turnovers. I mean, you're not going to win with a turnover ratio like that. Compared to what the Heat did, their ratio was 4-1 or something, amazing. So, they got outplayed pretty much all the way.
There is absolutely zero excuse. There is no explanation for not starting Domantas Sabonis. He is, in my opinion, the best player on the team. This is an absolute embarrassment. Okay, I understand in the first two games coming back from an injury, but now you had days off between game 1 and 2. You had a day off between this game. I mean, the fact that Sabonis, whether he played well or not, I don't even give a damn. He only played 17 minutes in this game, and he had less minutes than Max Ryno or Dylan Cardwell. And you can say all you want about Ryno and Cardwell, and they deserve the props that they've been getting for the most part this season. They're not better than Sabonis. This is a disgrace. It's a disgrace. And the use of Zach LaVine tonight, like, it's inexplicable. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. Are they throwing the game? Are they trying to lose intentionally? If you are, then go ahead and just do it. Don't come out after the game and tell the Kings fans that you're trying to win and that these moves that you're making are based on giving your team the best chance of win. It's a freaking embarrassment. It's embarrassing.
Well, it's one of those things, too, where every night, it's like all those games that Monk didn't even play. And then, with LaVine was going pretty good. Looked like he was on the way to an awfully good game. And, and really, I thought DeRozan numbers were better than his game. He really dominated the ball so much. And obviously a lot of the dust ups and stuff. So, yeah, it's, at some point, I mean, I agree with you. I mean, it's time if you're going to Domas, it's time to put him in the starting lineup and play him 30-some minutes and adjust the other young bigs around him and with him.
Well, here's the bottom line. Ryan, I'll get to you on this. If your message to the fans, which Doug Christie has been doing, is you're trying to win games, which you should, this is why you play, then put your best freaking players on the floor to start the game and in the crux of the game. Don't tell me you're trying to win games and you're not playing Malik Monk some nights, or you're hardly playing him at all, and you're now doing this to Sabonis. Here's the other deal. These are the two guys that want to be here, that have made it very well known they want to be here, that they have bought into everything. You humiliated Malik Monk, and now you're doing this to Sabonis? Like, what is your goal here? What the hell are you doing, Ryno?
Grant, you are turning volunteers into hostages. That is what you are doing. If you're Scott Perry and Doug Christie right now.
Great line.
To your point, Grant, and Jerry, I'll kick this to you. It's not so much the game plan and the mindset that we're going to go in, this is what we want to do, but the failure to adjust to the very clear things, to your point, Jerry, with the bigs, Cardwell not playing well in Spoelstra's game plan. Yeah, when Cardwell came in the game, where did they put Bam Adebayo? Beyond the three-point line. Where do you want Cardwell? In the paint. Those two things don't mesh well. And he got him into foul trouble. And really, out of those bigs, Sabonis is the best built right now to play some on the perimeter if you have to. None are great there, but Sabonis is your best option there. And so when you're seeing these things in the three-point shooting, Jerry, great night to bring Keon Ellis in, especially when you're running lineups with Dennis Schroeder, Russell Westbrook, and then also Malik Monk. You can still have two ball handlers on the floor. It just makes no sense.
Well, yes, tonight's game, really, size wasn't as much a factor as speed and changing ends of the floor. And as you point out, I mean, Ellis had been really good there. And I to Grant's point, I mean, I really do think it's one of those things to me, probably from the simple stand, still the old thing, get your best players on the floor to start. Now, you can always adjust as you go, because in truth, it probably isn't to the Kings' advantage to win a lot of games at this stage.
Sure,
but
exactly.
But I mean, to go ahead and get your best players out on the floor, and then you can adjust around that as you go in the game to sprinkle your younger guys in that you want to develop. So I just think it's as Grant's saying, it's sending a mixed message that probably isn't even mixed.
Yeah, Jerry, and I'll ask you both, are you embarrassing guys when there's nothing they can do about it since they don't control their minutes? Somebody like Domas? Is that embarrassing for Domas to be on a 12-win team and you only play him 16 minutes in his third game back, 17 minutes?
Well, it probably wasn't his first two, but it was tonight. I think that's the point there. And I think that's like with Malik. I think he handled it very well. I think Ellis has probably handled it better than most players. I give the guys credit, but the truth is, it's there's no way an athlete that's had a lot of success in their careers like Domas or Monk, that's not setting well with them, regardless of how well they handle it publicly.
Wow, the Kings defense tonight was pathetic, and I know Miami made threes, but their ability to get anywhere they wanted on the floor with just one quick pass, it was like the Kings had their feet glued to the floor. And this is a Miami team that played last night, and they came in here this evening, and they were just able to score at will pretty much for the whole game. But that first half, 77 points? Come on now.
Hey, Coach, can you do us a favor? Because Grant just said feet glued to the floor. I want you to look at the screen. Can you break down the defense on this play for me? Jerry?
Well,
Bam Adebayo is in the shooting motion, and not a single Kings player is going towards him. Feet on the floor. Every single one of them.
Yeah, you'd think there's supposed to be 5 defenders and 5 offensive players. There really ought to be somebody. There's generally 1 for 1 in there somewhere in there. And
feet.
So that happened too often. As Grant said, when you give up 77 in a half, you're really not covering open shooters very often.
That was after they made 15 threes in the first half. After.
Well, yeah, the second half they really did defend the 3 better, but then they let them get to the basket so much better. So I mean, offensively, both teams slowed down a little bit there. It's got a little harder to score, but like I say, I just thought the Kings. It seemed like they thought they were going to outrun Miami, and because Miami played last night, but they didn't from the start. And to Spoelstra's credit, I thought he used his bench masterfully. I mean, he just kept fresh bodies on the floor and the pace.
He's a great coach.
Yeah, a great coach. And I mean, and he just kept the pace at their pace, and the Kings really couldn't play at the same pace.
Again, I think this is one of the worst coach games I've seen by Doug Christie since he became the coach, even as an interim coach. This game tonight was there's just no real positives in this game at all. it's really a shame. And you got another game tomorrow, but it's not even about having a game tomorrow. It's like, what is going on here? What is going on? So we'll see the Toronto Raptors tomorrow. You know, Miami had lost 4 straight on the road, and they came in, okay? They came in with a losing record on the road. I think 3 under 500. They have not been good on the road this year, Jerry. And of course, they're without Tyler Hero. But tonight, they played really, I got to give Miami credit. They played a heck of a game tonight. You can tell that, you know, after losing 4 in a row on the road, they were really focused. They were really dialed in on this game.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I think that, you know, they've got a lot of pride there. And I mean, they're going to be a slightly above 500 team. They're not a particularly threat in the East, but they're a winning team. And, you know, and like I say, I think it's a case, quite honestly, of Spoelstra probably going to get 45 wins out of a team that should win about 38.
Yeah.
That's probably the truth of it.
They are one of those teams when they play like this, and I know they mentioned on the broadcast they're the best team in the first 8 seconds of the shot clock. It puts you in a position defensively where you need to be able to switch 1 through 5. And it seemed like, Jerry, the Kings just did not put that combination on the floor tonight.
No, they defensively just weren't a factor at all. I kept thinking, you know, we've seen in the past, you know, the final 6 or 8 minutes that we'd see something different, but we didn't. It just never, you know, Miami was never really in danger of being in a game, actually.
Jerry, I want to ask you this delicately. I look at Westbrook's numbers, and you said DeMar, his line looks better than he played tonight. The exact same thing is true of Russ. 9 of 14 from the field, 1 of, I believe, 6 or 7 from beyond the arc. Assist turnover ratio, not good. Is there, or could there be a case of Doug wanting things ran, but these guys are running their own stuff because they like their matchups more? And how can that affect the ball movement with everybody else and take shots away from guys?
Well, I think you hit on something there. I mean, really, I think with older veteran players, you know, they're more inclined to say, I this is how I play. And then kind of go their own way a little bit. I think Doug had mentioned that on one final play not too long ago, that I think as DeRozan kind of went his own way on the play, wasn't what was called. And yeah, that's something that I don't think is totally unusual, but I mean it's one of those things that you really got to get a handle on, and you can't let it continue. But I do think Russ and DeRozan, quite honestly, do feel like, in my mind, that they kind of go their own way. Levine, not so much. I mean, I think Zach really is kind of trying to figure out how to play with the guys.
I agree.
And it's tough for him because, you know, he doesn't know from night to night any more than anybody else.
Ryno, were there any positives from tonight?
Yeah, Nate Clifford was great tonight.
Mm-hmm.
If he makes his first shot, he usually plays well, but you saw him in 3 different ways. You saw him as an attacker tonight, you saw him as a passer, and you saw him being able to score as well. And I think having Jerry, traditional big men like Domantas Sabonis back, getting some chemistry with Cardwell and Ryno has really made a big difference in his game.
I agree. I thought this was maybe his best game. You know, he looked like you know, we've seen the flashes, but we saw more of the flashes coming together tonight.
Yeah.
You know? And
Yeah.
I mean, that's what we've been wanting to see. And I think we'll see more of it. But yeah, he looked like a player. I mean, he really does have a chance to be a nice, solid player because he can do a little bit of everything.
It's a good point. I mean, that was a positive in a game that didn't have many positives. So, you know, we're searching here. You don't want to be just, you know, everything down in the dumps. That was something encouraging. And now what I'm looking for with him, guys, I'm looking for consistency. String a couple of games together where you're feeling good about the individual after watching them, because one game here, 4 games not so good, one game. Now you really start now at this point, you know, we're at the halfway point and past the halfway point. Now we're starting to, I think consistency is a real key.
Absolutely. And, you know, it's going to be interesting tomorrow night's game against Toronto's a better team. Now they're playing tonight too, but, you know, they're a better team than the Heat. So it'll be interesting to see if what kind of effort we see from the Kings coming up. They're both teams playing back to back.
Team that likes or is rumored to like Domantas Sabonis.
Yeah, I could see where he'd fit with them pretty well. They've got scores and with Scotty Barnes, Ingram. I mean, they've got some kind of multi-talented guys. Emmanuel Quickly. He could fit in that team and give them, the rebounding they need as well as a ball mover.
Yeah, I want to ask you guys a question. What we saw tonight from DeMar DeRozan was really out of character, both in the first half and in the end of the game with his flagrant. Do you think that's just an isolated incident, or is the frustration with him building up? Because that's just not like, I've been watching DeMar DeRozan for a long time. Jerry, you have too. That's just, and Ryno, I mean, that's not the DeMar DeRozan that I'm accustomed to seeing. And that foul at the end of the game was a cheapie, the flagrant foul, winding up, hitting the guy in the head. I mean, that's just not DeMar DeRozan,
No, I thought it's really a case, very much frustration stuff from him. I mean, he's obviously hears all the rumors about trades and where he fit. I mean, he's not, and then the team losing and things not going well. Yeah, I thought there was a real case of him kind of having a really unusual chip on his shoulder, kind of searching for things to be pissed about. And, it happens. Like I say, it's out of character, but I can understand it. You'd almost want your players to be frustrated and pissed off.
Yeah.
At this stage.
Jerry, for playing for a coach like Doug Christie that wants physicality, that didn't seem to have a huge issue with what happened with Dennis Schroeder being suspended, how do you draw that line as a coach if you see that in DeMar?
Well, I think it has to do with the individual and the situation. I mean, I think to Grant's point on, it's out of character for DeRozan. I wouldn't put too much on it.
Right.
With Schroeder, it's not out of character. I mean, he's been a kind of a pain in the ass his whole career. I would have, of course, that's why the league did what they did. It was probably more severe than it would have been for anybody else, but he's got that rep. And so, yeah, I think it's one of those things that if you're Doug Christie and Schroeder, you kind of want to nip it in the bud and say, we don't want any more of that, and it's going to be a lot more severe on our end if there is, and stuff like that.
We appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. As Toronto had that game tonight against the Warriors are in deep, deep trouble. I mean, you lose Jimmy Butler, they're done. I mean, I don't care what they do at the trade deadline. They're not. It's too bad if you're a Warriors fan. They had won 12 of 16. They were starting to play very well, but without Jimmy Butler, they're not a factor in the West anymore.
No, not at all. And really, you'd almost have to think this might be the end of Jimmy Butler, really.
Yeah.
At his age and everything, certainly don't wish that on him, but it's his age and all. It's going to be tough for him to come back. He's going to miss a year probably, and then will he ever be quite the same at his age and size? I just think, the Warriors, I don't see how they come out of it, really, to be honest. I mean, and Curry's not going to get any younger either. He's still terrific, one of the best in the league. But I think the Warriors' days of contending in the West are officially over.
Yeah,
Jerry, they're tied up financially. There's not much that they can do with Butler out with that injury. How do you handle Steph Curry if you're the Warriors here? Do you put any type of decisions about maybe going to a different team, staying on this team in his court?
Oh, I think you'd at some point you'd want to address it with him, or if in fact he wants to do that, you owe it to him, I think. But I'd almost be surprised if Steph would do that. I'd be more inclined to see him, maybe play another year and that packing it in, but I mean, I can't speak for Steph or the organization, but I think your point is on target. It's like with Dame Lillard and that sort of thing. Guys usually get a chance to, if they want to go somewhere, teams will try to help them. Now, there again, I think even that would be hard. As good as Curry is, with his contract, where could he fit? What could you get back? Those things are hard to figure.
Especially
Jerry,
in this CBA.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry, thank you as always. We appreciate your insight, and we'll do it again in 24 hours. Let's hope we have something better to talk about than just one player named Nick Clifford, because there weren't a lot of positives in this game tonight. And as always, thank you.
Yeah, there was not hardly any, other than the fact that the Indiana Hoosiers are the college football champions, fellas. So that's I'm still excited.
Miracles do happen, Jerry. Miracles do happen.
So I'm searching deep here, guys. I'm searching deep. So let's hope tomorrow's a little better for all of us.
Jerry, what do you think the celebration was like back in Indiana for that?
Well, I don't know if I was there. I'd been trying to find somewhere that had breaded tenderloin sandwiches, and that'd been my first thing, Ryno. But those of you less educated wouldn't know anything about those.
I love it, Jerry. Thank you.
See you guys.
Breaded tenderloin sandwiches.
One of a kind. One of a kind.
Oh, chicken and dumplings. Didn't even want any there. Love it.
Oh my gosh. Oh,
well,
is he a beauty or what?
I mean, there's one and only. That's it. What did we say on the radio show? He could not go to trial because he wouldn't be able to get a jury of his peers. I think it was something along those lines.
Yeah.
All right, let's bring BJ in on the conversation. What's up, BJ?
Hey, good evening, guys. Hey, I was curious, what do you guys think of the lack of using Monk and Ellis, and then word salad, and then the inability to play any defense? Is it almost like a personal issue with Perry that he's trying to save face because he picked up Schroeder too early? I mean, that seems to be the biggest mistake right now, is that we picked him up so early and then picked up Westbrook instead of just waiting and seeing and then picking up Westbrook. Does it seem personal? Because it's not really making much sense why Ellis and Monk aren't out there. I don't get it.
Well, Monk played tonight. It's just the inconsistency of the rotations. And now we can stop talking about Monk and we can start talking about Sabonis, because his minutes tonight was embarrassing.
I agree. I don't see, you see Christie coaching the rest of making it through this season, but how much longer can someone, I like Doug Christie as a player, but as a coach, there's a lot of deficiencies. I mean, how long would Perry stay with him?
Stay with who?
With Christie.
Well, I don't think it's not Scott Perry's decision. He didn't hire Doug. The owner, Vivek Ranadive, hired Doug. He's infatuated with Doug, and so it's not Scott Perry's decision, unfortunately. If it were, Doug wouldn't be the coach anyway.
Yeah. I don't think Doug's going anywhere this year. It would have already happened.
You're right. It would have already happened. You're exactly right. And with 37 games left, I mean, at this point, it really doesn't make sense.
But Grant,
let him go down with the ship all the way to the bottom, and then make the change after this season.
But Grant and BJ, if I'm Domantas Sabonis' agent, I'm picking up the phone to Scott Perry right now.
Oh boy,
that call's happening.
Oh boy, I can guarantee you that phone call's already been made. I can guarantee you that phone call has already been made. 100%.
It's good to go down in history that Vivek simultaneously saved an organization and destroyed it at the same time. It's unbelievable. It's just kind of sad. So, hey, thanks for showing up, you guys.
Thank you. Doug's not going anywhere this year. You're right, but he is going somewhere. He will not be coaching his team next year. And I don't know how many examples you need of his inability to coach, but tonight was a glaring example of how not to coach in the NBA.
Well, we heard his comments before the game. We'll play them for you right now. There was a lot of foreshadowing not to expect Domantas Sabonis to get in the starting lineup.
I think it's just a progress that we have to go through as he continues to, he's out for 2 months. I mean, that's a long time. So you got to work through that. And, we there's a standard, obviously, that we want to play to. And as we watch towards the end or in certain moments, we're just trying to make sure that we're winning the game. So it's it's going to be a process that we go through to get him to where he wants to be.
Short of an injury that we find out about or soreness, that's the only situation that would make sense tonight, Grant, right?
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense at all. And I can guarantee you Sabonis is ticked off. I mean,
No doubt.
There's no doubt in my mind. I mean, it's just I don't know. It's really unfortunate. It's the reason why I say it's so unfortunate is, like, I understand it's big boy sports and I get all of that and you can't please everybody, but don't do this to Domantas Sabonis. Hey, New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. Water heaters, water line repair, sewer repair, water filtration, gas lines. Call 916-713-1010 or go to newworksplumbing.com, NEWWRXplumbing.com. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you. And again, they are available around the clock 24/7 for your plumbing needs and repairs. New Works Plumbing, they've got a fix for you.
Part of the reason we were talking about the lack of rotations tonight or making changes, especially with Russell Westbrook, is reflected here. The Miami Heat run a one-on-one offense. There's not a lot of movement. This was the play that Doug Christie called timeout on before halftime. Russell Westbrook was just straight beat. The play started there, but this is what was more concerning. He just quit on the play, and everybody else around just watching. And Grant, in order for a coach to have some bite behind his word, those are the plays that I don't care if you're Russell Westbrook. I don't care if you're Domantas Sabonis. I don't care if you're the best player in the league. You're going to sit down. You can't do that. And then you bring them back. But you got to put some credibility to what you're asking the guys to do.
Here's the other part about credibility. The players in the locker room, they know who should be playing. And they understand seniority in terms of players that are injured and then come back. Zach LaVine being a good example because it happened previously where he came off the bench for a game to get acclimated, and since then he's been in the starting lineup. The players adore Sabonis to a man. They love the guy. Okay, he's a warrior, and to see this happen to one of your teammates. This does not sit well with DeRozan, does not sit well with LaVine, does not sit well with Westbrook, does not sit well with Monk. It does not sit well with the guys. And I'm just telling you, I've been through this many, many times. The period leading right up to the trade deadline is tumultuous. There's a lot of nervous energy in the locker room because, you don't know if you're going to be going somewhere. A lot of these guys do want to be going somewhere, but, you're on edge a little bit. This is going to be a very splintered, fractured locker room here for the final 35 plus games. I'm just telling you, it's going to happen. I've been there before. I've lived it. I've seen it. It's happening right now before your eyes.
And if you are bringing somebody in, if you make a move, it's not the atmosphere you want to bring them into, right?
No.
Unless it's that rare personality that's going to change the room. All right. Gary, I need you to step your game up. We can't come to you every night, but you've been waiting, so we're going to come to you tonight. What's up?
What's up, guys? Grant, I loved your take. I agree with you 1,000%.
About what? Which take, Gary?
Your opening. And now I'm going to admit, I got the boat out. We're going fishing. The season's over. No more talk about the playoffs.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Gary. Thank you. I'm glad I knocked some sense into you last night.
You did, because you said I was delusional. I was like, wait, I think Grant is onto something. But I do want to say there's three players that I still like their hustle. DeRozan, Cardwell, and Monk. The rest of the team I don't know about. And I agree with you, Doug is a hot mess. Why is our best player, Keon, on defense, not even getting in the game? And I still don't know if Devin Carter can play or not, but yet he's not in Stockton. He's sitting at the end of the bench with his headband on. I'm like, I watched him at Providence. He was actually a good player, but now I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I'm frustrated like you.
I don't know what's going on either, Gary. I appreciate that. And I'm glad that you had the boat out and that you've acknowledged that we're not talking about the postseason again. That's a good job, Gary. I appreciate that very much.
Grant,
was delusional half, and you brought me to my senses.
Thanks for the
No
call,
problem.
Gary. Grant,
Appreciate it.
you did a hard reset on Gary. Good job.
Yeah. It took a little work, but that's what I'm known for.
And now watch, we're gonna see the comments. Gary's boring. Don't bring Gary on anymore.
Oh my gosh. That's funny.
Oh my
Wow.
goodness.
I know.
Neat Clifford, positive, which we laid out. Zach Levine, positive. Thought he played really well. I thought he's been trying to work himself into the game, like Jerry said, over the past few games. Beyond that, it's really hard to come away with anything but confusion from this one, Grant.
Yeah, I will very much look forward to when we get off the show here, going back and listening to the post-game comments, which, by the way, we will have tomorrow for you on Fox Sports Sacramento beginning at 3 o'clock. Hey, Sunrise Landing in Calusa, beautiful models to choose from. Remember, no Mellorews, no homeowners. This is a Blazona development project. Sunrise Landing, easy to get to. I-5, Highway 45, Highway 20 will all get you there. You can go to their website, and CalusaSunrise.com will show you all of these beautiful models in greater detail with floor plans. It is awesome. Adjacent to the Calusa Golf and Country Club. That is where you will find these beautiful models at Sunrise Landing. CalusaSunrise.com. That's CalusaSunrise.com, and maybe we'll see you out at Sunrise Landing. Kings, just a disappointing effort all the way around tonight. There's just no other way to say it.
Yep. Well said, Mike, in the chat. Too much iso ball. Absolutely. Sometimes you feel like, and I'm never rooting for the Kings to fail, but the game slows down so much that it feels like the 2 points isn't a full 2 points because it affects what the Kings want to do. Glad you guys sense that. It'll be interesting to see how the fans, Grant, react to Domas in the minutes tonight. It's going to be an interesting 24 hours until we're back here tomorrow night.
Yeah, and will there be any changes to the lineup? Will that include Domantas Sabonis? Will it include the changes that I think that a lot of us are expecting? And again, if you're going to try to win the games, and I'm all for you trying to win the games, I really am, then play your best players, right? Play your best players.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else to say.
I would, you're 100% right, but I wish I could give more explanation and insight into why Doug played this guy this many more minutes with what Miami was doing. I'm sorry, we're quiet. We're having trouble drawing lines and making logic of it.
I can't figure it out. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't figure it out. I really can't. And, again, I'll go back and I'll listen to the players' comments and I'll listen to Doug's comments and try to put 2 and 2 together and see if I can come up with 4. 2 and 2 is not equal to 4 this year very often for me. So I don't know if 2 and 2 is going to equal 4 for me after watching this post-game press conference, because this whole franchise this year, and I'm not even going to go back to last year or the year, it just doesn't make sense. Nothing going on makes sense to me. Yeah.
And the other thing to monitor is, what we heard from Doug before the game was this is going to be a process. If there's an immediate adjustment and Sabonis is back in the starting lineup tomorrow, why lay out? This is going to be a process, right?
Yeah.
Anyways.
I really feel for the Kings fans because there was a level of excitement last week because it looked like the team was finally starting to turn the corner a little bit. And these last 2 games, you've taken a big step back. Tonight's team looks very much like the team I've been watching for the majority of this season. Would you agree?
100%. Yes.
Yeah. And so that's disappointing. And giving up 77 points in the first half. And again, no, I'm not disparaging Miami. They're not that good of a team. They're an average team. Their record states that. I mean, they're not tearing up the league. And they came in here and they kicked your butt tonight. And they played last night.
The Kings had a day off yesterday. Reed, what's going on?
Hey, fellas, can you hear me?
Yep.
Hey, it's good to hear from you guys, man. Yeah, I just wanted to tap back in with you guys. Like I watch you every night after the games. But man, I just noticed like every time someone has the ball, they're just standing around, and then when Westbrook or someone drives and tries to pass the ball, they just like not even looking for it because I guess they're just used to standing around. So it's like costly turnovers. Also, I noticed like the guards don't really, the bigs are down low trying to fight for the ball. Like, hey, give me the ball. They're not throwing it to them until late. And it's like, then it's out of bounds. And it's just like, why don't they? It doesn't seem like they practice much getting the bigs involved down low in the post or something.
The bigs were terrible tonight. As Jerry said, they didn't really play well.
Yeah, that is true too. They were definitely like missing a lot of easy layups around the rim and stuff, and just not really handling the ball well. But I appreciate you fellas. Keep up with the great content.
Thanks,
hey, thank
brother.
you. We appreciate your support, and thank you very much for checking our show out.
Good stuff from Reed. Joe, you're on the show. Steve, what's going on tonight?
Man, all I know is Neek got to go.
Neek?
Neek needs to be assigned to G League ASAP. Like a commenter commented in the chat, his shot is atrocious.
Yeah, I would be okay with
What
it
do you guys
going to
think?
G League. We've talked about it at length, and we talk about it often. And I think he does need to be in the G League. He can go back and forth. You know, he doesn't have to live down there, but he does. I think it would be very advantageous for him.
But I'm loving Cardwell's energy. But Neek got to go to the G League, let him develop. I feel like DeMar had a bad night. I think a lot of the frustration from the losing, the trade rumors, I think it's starting to show.
I don't agree with you on Cardwell. He's where he needs to be right now. You're going to be getting the experience that's invaluable here, and he's showing that he can compete at this level. There's no reason for Dylan Cardwell to go to the G League right now. There's just no reason. He's playing the minutes. He's getting the time. He's learning about the game. I don't agree with you on that. Now, Nick Clifford, I agree with you. Cardwell, I don't agree.
See, I disagree.
And again, I understand he's on a two-way contract. I'm well aware of his situation. I know he can't play every night because of his contract being a two-way, but it's still, he's where he needs to be.
See, I disagree. I think he needs to be going back and forth as well. He needs to be guarding on the perimeter in the G League with the big guys out there that are going to be a little bit quicker, which is going to get him better prepared for the NBA. That's part of his game.
Let me back up. Let me back up. I'm okay with him playing in the G League when he's not able to play for the Kings because of the what is it, 50 games, Ryno? Is that the
50,
max?
Yeah.
So I don't know what he's at right now, but like if we're yes, I'm okay going back and forth. I don't have a problem with that. But what I am saying is I wouldn't want him playing in a G League game if it means that he has an opportunity to play an NBA game and it's not a numbers thing. I'd much rather have him play with the big boys.
Yeah. Neek is slowly starting to turn, my opinion. I still think, like you, time in Stockton would be most beneficial for him for the long run. But I also want to see a longer sample of the Kings with this pick and roll style and him starting to play better. Is this him turning a corner to a degree? And just like you're saying about Dylan, can he figure it out now?
You know, I don't think I'm ready to talk about Nick Clifford turning a corner until I see several weeks of consistently good basketball.
Well, you've seen about a week of good basketball from Nick.
No, I don't agree with you. I don't think he played well in the last game. We were actually criticizing him on the show. He didn't play well in the last game.
All right, that's fair. I'm thinking back. Fair.
Yeah. Jerry and I pointed him out that he was very disappointing. So, no, I want to see consistency from him, Ryan.
Okay, well, let's mark this down. Doug Christie is now consistently giving him more minutes. So I would say let's start the timer. Good tonight, bad last game.
Okay.
And let's go 5 games from now.
Okay.
And see where we're at with that.
Okay.
Week.
Okay.
Because it does change when you know what your role is going to be. I'm a big believer in that. If you know you're going to get run regardless.
I agree.
Changes your mindset.
I'm with you on that as well. And I'll tell you about the one thing that would definitely make me feel really good right now is getting the Bennett's and enjoying their great food, regardless of whether it's my steak Cobb salad or my prime New York Ryno,
Mm.
boy, both would be fabulous. Go to Bennett'sRestaurants.com. That's Bennett'sRestaurants.com. Prime seafood and steaks at Bennett's. Yes, that's Bennett's. Sacramento, and of course, the West Side Grill in Rockland. Don't forget about their location on Eureka and Lead Hill. Yes, Roseville, Sacramento, the West Side Grill in Rockland. It is all there for you. Prime seafood and steaks at Bennett's.
So I have some audio from Doug. It's going to include questions. You want to listen to a little bit?
Let's do it.
Hey, Doug. 10 players playing a lot of minutes tonight. Just how difficult is this becoming, getting new players in and trying to balance it, and exactly playing very few minutes in the second half?
Yeah, it's difficult, obviously, but you trying to find that energy group that's bringing the energy at a really high level. We want to be physical and make sure that we're being handsy, keeping people in front of us like that. That's the most important aspect of it. And tonight they got away. Obviously, knocked down a lot of threes tonight. 50% from the 3-point line. Most nights in our league, you're gonna win a game. But yeah, it's difficult trying to find that rhythm of who's bringing that energy and finding a group that is working really well together and exploiting what the opposition is showing you.
What'd you see with all the made threes for Miami, and how much did they face?
Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I forgot that you were playing the whole thing.
No.
I think, huh?
No, go ahead, please.
I just think it's hard for players that don't have a rhythm in terms of rotation to give Doug what he's asking for. I don't think it's as simple as a light switch going on and you got to provide me energy in this or that. There's a thing called confidence. And I think that confidence comes with knowing that you're going to be playing at this point in the game, or most likely playing here or playing there. I don't think these guys on the team really know that. I think it's really difficult to expect that night in, night out when your rotations are so Jekyll and Hyde. That's the way I look at this.
Yeah, I mean, Grant, you know what you're going to be doing at work tomorrow, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Everybody out there, if you work, you know what you're going to be doing. I mean, like, your occupation. Maybe it changes your daily task, but you know what you're supposed to be doing. And I think some of these guys don't. And many people watching this are going to say, Doug, what are you talking about? The group with energy? It's the second group. And that's exactly right. So how is Doug not identifying that, or at least commenting on that second group? Because they're the ones that brought the Kings back.
Yes.
Late in the first quarter and into the second quarter.
So then what happens? A guy that's playing well in Zach LaVine all of a sudden is not on the floor.
Not on
a
the
guy
floor.
that can't put the ball in the ocean is playing, 30 plus minutes again in Russell Westbrook. I mean, it just doesn't make, and your best player, arguably, Domantas Sabonis, plays less than 17 minutes and doesn't start. I mean, seriously?
I think this basketball team is probably 5 wins better if Russell Westbrook was not on it.
I agree. I totally agree. Yep, I'm with you. Well, we're going to have a lot more on this, Ryno, tomorrow at 3:00, and we'll have all the sound that we'll put together for you. Excuse me, let me rephrase that Ryan will put together for you. Okay.
Don't give up our secrets, buddy.
Just so you know, I'm being fully transparent here. Grant Napier does not do anything with editing the sound or anything. I wouldn't even know how to do it. Like if Ryan calls in sick and I have to go into the control room to try to put together sound, there will be no sound on the show, okay?
Just be happy if the plane gets off the ground, if Grant needs to do that.
So Ryan will put together the sound from tonight, and we will have it tomorrow at 3:00. And when I come to work, Ryan will have it all laid out for me, and he'll go, Napes, give this a listen. And I'll go, thank you, buddy, and I will. And then I'll tell him what we want to use. And then I'll ask him for his opinion on what he thinks we should use, because he's part of the team. It's not just me. And that's how we do it. So is that transparent enough for you, Ryan?
That is pretty damn transparent, Napes. I don't know that it could be laid out that much better. I feel like I need to take producer off my title now.
Oh, my gosh. So anyway, we do appreciate the heck out of you. And I'm happy that I was able to let Gary see the daylight of no playoffs, and that he can stop talking about that. And we'll see. There's another game tomorrow, the Toronto Raptors. So we'll be on here again tomorrow, right after the game. Ryan, appreciate you, buddy.
Yeah, appreciate you too as well. I'll be reporting from the game tomorrow night.
All right, sounds good. To everyone else, have a good evening. We'll talk to you tomorrow, 3:00, Fox Sports Sacramento. Bye-bye now.